another young woman seated right down there might also want to come here. And I want to tell and encourage you, it is possible for you to sit here and even sit on even much bigger platforms. There is no limitation whatsoever. Thank you so much.
I've had a ooh, so it means we can resonate with what Madam Charlene has just spoken into. I'm going to ask you something else. At the place you're at, this is back at, I call it back at the ranch, which is home. But how do you become, this is really on my way. We are the height of harnessing success or produce success into the future generation. How do we jinx this myth that it will take over 100 years to be able to achieve the gender parity? And so what am I asking you? At your level, at your capacity, because every woman begins somewhere. Everybody begins somewhere. What is that thing that you're doing to close the gap in the gender parity within the continent? Have you just closed yourself to your constituency? What is that thing that you're so deliberate about? Or what is that thing that we need to be so deliberate about to close in on that gap?
Thank you so much for that question. First and foremost, I want to acknowledge the fact that we're in a very patriarchal society. But most importantly, Kenya and Africa is, in general, we have graduated into letting women take up spaces. And I must say that if there are people who are fighters in real life, it's women. We have fought to be educated. We have, right? Yeah, you can see they're saying that. We fought to be educated. Yani, we fought to be in political spaces. We fought to be in the corporate spaces. We fought our way up. Even myself, where I am today, I have fought to be where I am today. So, what the thing that I'm doing back in Murang'a is holding so many mentorship programs. For me, I run a foundation called Rays of Hope Foundation. I give sanitary towels to the girls in Murang'a County so that they can be able to go to school. And I also do mentorship programs in high schools and primary schools. When I was in campus, I brought myself up as and ran for a seat, and that is where my leadership journey started from. I am not only engrossing myself in Murang'a County, and that's the reason I'm not in Murang'a, I'm in Nairobi today. Because I want to use my voice wherever I am. I might lack so many things, but I know I have my voice to encourage my fellow youth and to encourage my fellow women. You know, it's quite a paradox that not a paradox, but it's quite challenging that I'm a woman and I'm also a youth. So you can imagine the kind of challenges I get. So the kind of challenges that I get, I am using them to learn. Additionally, I have taken time to learn from the women that have gone beyond me, before me. No man is an island, and I was not born knowing everything. So I'm a very assertive woman. When I sit in rooms where women are having conversations where great men and women of these nations are having great conversations, I sit down and I listen keenly. You know, unfortunately for us young people, we just want to listen to just respond. But for me, I'm assertive in the fact that I listen to learn something. And that is one of the things I would call upon my fellow colleagues, my fellow women youth, that don't just attend events and seminars, just take pictures and go. Make sure you learn something. And I must commend everybody that is seated right here, the people, the comrades from the universities, the young people from whatever region in Kenya you've come from. It is so commendable of you that you took your time from where you came from, Migori, Kwale, Kisii, all over. You came and sat down here to listen, to get mentorship, to get hope, and to get education and learn about a new thing, one or two things here. Let me close by saying this. There's a phrase we use back in Murang'a that says, maybe my friend here, Zach Elodia, can expound further, but I want to just give a small story. Just the way we are celebrating the Africa Liberation Day. Back in the village, one village around Murang'a, they had a very big festival. You know the way they used to do kitambo, where unaleta sufuria, yule analeta ile pan ya kupika chapati. Then it was such a lively event. One day, one man in the village saw that yeye ako na kazi mingi sana ya kufanya kwa shamba. Hataweza kwenda kushirikiana na wale wengine so that they can make the festival. So he went and took a jembe and he went to the shamba. He started digging and digging and digging. Where others were cooking, you know, the men, they are slaughtering goats, the women are cooking chapati. When the man got tired, he just sat down under a tree. When the other guys were cooking, a bird came and took one meat from kwenye wanaendaga kurostia meat. So the bird went and took the meat. You know those birds sometimes they can be notorious. They took the meat, and when they were frying, when it was the bird was flying, by mistake it opened its mouth and the meat fell. So surprisingly, the meat fell where that young man was seated under a tree. Are you understanding, you guys? So shakalina washomoda ilimpata kwa shamba. Hata hakuenda kushikilia huko. It's the same thing we are doing right here. Instead of being out there, you are inside here. You can meet up with the Micheline Ruto here. You can pitch an idea to her, and maybe you can get help. You can pitch an idea to the PS here, and he takes it up, and you can get help. So young people, let us learn to be in rooms where our issues are being discussed. Let us not only rant on social media, but let us take the spaces we've been given. Let me conclude by saying this. There was this friend of ours who was seated right here from the Ministry of Youth. He was saying that the Ministry of Youth offices are always open. But I would like to tell him, it's the same monkey, different forest. True or false? I think we need to change. Yeah, Charlene, stop laughing. It's very true. Same monkeys, different forest. So we need to change ways in which we talk to these young people. Ways in which we educate these young people. As a young person in Moranga, you don't expect people to come to your office. You are there, whether elected or nominated. You are using the taxpayers' money to be where you are. Go to them, back to the ground. Let me tell you something. Hakuja huko chini huko kwa ground mambo si mzuri. It is good that as leaders we go down to our people, the people that gave us the votes, and we listen to them instead of telling them meet us at our offices. Some of these young people, they don't have fare. Some of these young people wamefuliza hata walichukua hustler fund. It is very important that we meet these people at the level they are in. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Mambo kwa ground ni? And you feel like clapping, just clap. Express yourself, huh? Express yourself. Thank you very much.